In court, an angry Muzzammil Hassan is removed from the courtroom on day 3 of his murder trial. Good evening, everyone. The man accused of beheading his wife in Orchard Park has been removed from court after scolding the judge.
It all began after Hassan became defiant when his request to represent himself was denied. Deputies then handcuffed the defendant and escorted him out of Erie County Court. The trial then continued in his absence.
News 4's Lori Schultz has been keeping us updated around the clock with her detailed blogs from inside the courtroom. She brings us the very latest now. Lori, another very dramatic day.
Yeah, you know, if only cameras were allowed in the courtroom. Lots of drama today when the judge refused to let Mr. Hassan defend himself. Took a lot of notes today. You know, one thing, Hassan called his counsel ineffective, saying he's the only one who really knows the case and had time to review its 5,000 pages. He also argued, quote, "This affects my life. It affects what happens to my children." His comments, of course, came without jurors' presence and after several closed-door sessions with the judge. Once again, prosecutors pushed a cart full of files into court as day 3 continued in the second-degree murder trial of Muzzammil Hassan. Before the jury was brought in, the defendant asked the judge for a closed-door conference to rediscuss a representation issue. Wednesday, the judge denied Hassan's request to cross-examine his own children.
All I can say is that a legal issue came up this morning.
Hassan's attorney is Jeremy Schwartz.
Both sides, myself and the prosecution, are going to be conducting some legal research until 2 o'clock where we have to report back to the judge.
Up until this development, prosecutors have been moving along with their case, introducing scientific evidence to the jury and presenting witnesses, including Hassan's own children who testified against him. Both describe incidents of past abuses that supposedly occurred in the home, painting Hassan as the aggressor. Nadia Shaham is a private attorney with a key interest in the case. Watching his children testify still haunted her a day later.
It took a lot from his son and his daughter to come and testify against their own father. And the irony was that they referred to him as the defendant, not father. And that also goes into their father's character.
When court resumed at 2, Judge Franzak again refused Hassan's request. The defendant then spoke in an elevated voice, saying, quote, "It's my life. No one else's life gets hurt here, only mine." The judge fired back. "That's debatable." The defendant then left the courtroom, refusing to take an active role in his case. And Mr. Hassan was so upset that he actually asked to go back to the holding center, but instead the judge had deputies place him in a room where he was allowed to view, to hear, and see the trial proceed if he wanted, and the trial did proceed this afternoon. Obviously, the judge did mention to the jurors, he did note the defendant's absence, but told them absolutely not to speculate about any of that or as to why, and the trial moved on. I'll have much more